What's up, guys? How we doing? Hey, I'm at the Epic Garage Design Studio, and I'm going to talk to you about trainers, mechanics, fitness instructors. What do you need to be a successful motocross rider, racer, or even professional? I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to let you know exactly what you need to do to meet your needs. So before we get into it, EBC Brakes, big thanks to those guys. Check them out. Rotors, brake pads, clutches, you name it, EBC's got it. And Epic Garage Designs, don't forget, head over to Epic Garage Designs YouTube page. I did a video where I throw some nuts and bolts on the Epic tracks, which is pictured behind me. And people, that's one of the questions I get is, hey, am I going to lose all my nuts and bolts if I drop them? No, it's actually way easier to find them than if you're just on a regular epoxy. And then, of course, my buddy, and one of the coolest people in the industry and one of the most educated, scientific, actual trainers in this sport, Coach Rob Beams with CompleteRacingSolutions.com. And obviously he's going to get a lot of mentions in this video because that's what it's based on, is training, riding coach, and mechanic. What do you need? But without further ado, guys, let's get into this thing. Oh, before I get into it, thank you guys for subscribing. I appreciate everybody who subscribes. I still have about 70% of the viewers that don't subscribe. If you could just hit that subscribe button, it definitely helps the algorithm, helps me out, helps me keep doing these videos. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And let's get into this.
I'm in the empire business.
Everybody love everybody!
You all know exactly who I am.
Okay, so when I'm riding a dirt bike, whether you need a trainer, a riding coach, a factory mechanic, all depends on your level. I'm going to start with like a novice. A novice rider does not need a trainer. A novice rider needs to do something like get a basic program. They don't need somebody standing there doing their blood work, doing detailed stuff. They could take that money that they're going to use on a trainer and use it on a riding coach. A riding coach on an entry level will basically get them in the proper body position, will teach them some of the basics that you can't learn. That is a necessity, and I strongly recommend. I wish there were more entry-level riding coaches, and I'm not talking about the Justin Buckaloos or these guys that do high-end coaching. I'm talking about just get you from the shop when you just buy your new bike to the track and riding in a safe riding position, and teach basics. You know, like where to exit the track, where to enter the track. If a fast rider comes up on you, do you hold your line? That's the type of riding coach you need right off the bat. As you get more advanced, you start getting a little bit further into the program. Now you're riding to where you can ride hard enough to actually get tired. Now you should look at a program. Now you don't need a trainer. If you think that going to the local gym, every single time I go to these stupid local gyms, they want to give you a beach bod. You do not need muscles and a beach bod for motocross. They don't, most of these, Gold's Gym guys, they don't understand this sport. Yeah, they'll get you buff, they'll have you looking good for the beach, but when you go out and ride, your arms are going to blow up because they're going to get all pumped up because you've been doing too much weights, not enough cardio. What you want to do is work similar to like what the mixed martial arts fighters do. You want strength and endurance without size. I know it's hard because the problem is once you get strength, sometimes you get size, and that's actually something that I've battled quite a bit. Is I'm not a little guy. And when I start doing strength and conditioning, I get big. Where, you really need to I have to do more cardio than strength and conditioning because my strength and conditioning comes easier. But you have to figure out your body. That's where Coach Rob, if you do a program like Coach Rob, if you're trying to get to that next level, he takes and literally uses your Garmin data or whatever platform you're using. Because nowadays you can measure your rest. You can measure how much sleep you got. Coach will know how many calories you need. He breaks it down scientifically. He's not guessing. He's not like that meathead at Gold's Gym that just says, hey, do this 10 times, you can't do it, you're a pussy. Yeah, come on, guys. Coach will give you a specific program. But the thing I love about Coach's program versus some of these other ones, you'll pay a lot more for the ones that babysit you through the workouts, but literally you pay for a guy to stand there and say, do this, go. You want to pay for a cheerleader, go for it. If you can self-motivate, which is what all of us need to do in life, if you can't self-motivate, I don't know why you're even bothering to hire a trainer, because for me, when you train and you self-motivate, All you need is a guideline. You need someone to tell you what to do. Yeah, it's nice to work out with other people sometimes, and you can actually push yourself farther than you thought you could. But if you need somebody standing there all the time telling you what to do, then you're probably not going to make it real far in this sport or in life for that matter. And then when you get to a higher level, when you're talking about turning pro or even at the highest levels, think about pro football. Pro football, Tom Brady is the best player to ever play the sport, yet he still has a quarterback's coach. He has another set of eyes watching what he's doing. He still makes mistakes. He can still improve upon stuff. And I can promise you there's not a person on earth that can throw the ball or has had a better resume than Tom Brady. But he still takes coaching from these people. Some guys never even played in the NFL, and they will coach Tom Brady because you don't have to understand or be at the highest level to be able to understand what it takes to do it on the highest level. If you want to find a coach with a very analytical mind, Ryan Hughes is great at this. I love how Ryan Hughes analyzes the latest techniques. Do I agree with everything he says? No, but at least he's paying attention to what riders are doing. And yes, he's got an accomplished resume, but take the resume, throw it out the window. If Ryan Hughes is just some guy and he can break it down the way he does with the toes, the hips, does he get a little bit? He's very passionate. I like that. I want that in my riding coach. As far as a trainer, that's where it gets mixed up. You want to keep those two separate. Riding coach is a riding coach. A trainer builds your body, builds you specifically, and makes you stronger and more durable, essentially like what Coach Rob does. But anyway, guys, I recommend, do you need a trainer? No. Do you have to have a riding coach? No. Would it benefit you dramatically if you just use one occasionally? Absolutely. But be careful when you're searching out your riding coach. Make sure it's not some knucklehead that's going to send you off stuff that you're not prepared for, and make sure it's somebody who understands how to articulate it, not just the pro. Be careful of former pros. The problem with former pro trainers, not everybody can articulate what they do. They're so talented and they're so good, they don't even understand the basics. Those of us mortals need to know the basics and how to break it down. So, there's Tyler Livesay. I've watched some of his videos on YouTube. Johnny Hopper. Guys who are really good at breaking it down as far as what it takes and how it is to do the stuff that people do on the bikes, and it's always evolving. So, anyway, guys, question, do you need a trainer? Maybe. When you get to the highest levels, you absolutely need a riding coach, and I would suggest a good training program, somebody who doesn't run your ass into the ground and actually uses your scientific metabolic data that you have that's transferred over to your Garmin, smartwatch, Apple. Nowadays, there's no excuse, and I would recommend even the next level, blood work. Get your blood work. Find out what you're deficient in. Find out what you need to do with your diet to make sure everything works properly. But that's on the highest level. Those of us amateur racers, just make sure you're fed, rested, and like Coach says, you'll be good to go.